What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews. We just went 4-0 on the video yesterday, hoping to do it again. So I've got 4 picks that I've put down. I'm going to take you through that today. If that sounds interesting, let's go.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice and the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
So before we jump to the 4 picks, we do have to recap the day that was. Now, we did go 4-0 on the picks that I shared with you guys yesterday. Hopefully you cashed out on them. For those in VIP, man, look at all this green on the screen. 20.62 units profit yesterday. It's not one of the most profitable days we've had for sure. We've definitely made a lot more profit in a day than that. But check this out. 25 bets placed yesterday. Half of them were risky plays, and we managed to cash 21 out of 25 bets. It was insane. It feels like the world was kind of balancing out. It's been pretty turbulent over the past couple of weeks, but good things happen to good people, I'd say. And if you're part of this, you're a good person. Check this out. NBA picks in March are up 61.9 units profit now on the season, 278 units profit. We don't bet more than a unit on a single bet, so I'm pretty impressed by that number. In terms of straight picks, we went 11-0 in VIP yesterday. Not a red flag in sight. So I was pretty happy with it. Let's still review the picks, see if we got lucky, see what we learned. Tobias Harris over the first quarter. That wagon continues. Justin Edwards took him over 13.5 points. Easy cash. Finished with over 20 points. One of my favorite players, Russell Westbrook, under 7.5 assists. This was easy money. It moved down to 6.5. That was easy money too. I think he only had 2 assists today. We also hit that value play. Remember that on Russell Westbrook? Under his assists, over in turnovers. My boy got us paid. Hit on Walker Kessler over 10.5 rebounds. That was a pretty easy cash. Mark Williams over 13.5 points. That was sweaty, but he does deliver in the end. Alperen Sengun took him for over 4.5 assists. He messed around and got a triple cheeseburger today. So congratulations to you, Sengun. Get some fries with that. Isaiah Hartenstein over 13.5 rebounds and assists. Easy cash for iHeart. I anticipated Chet being out in this game, and I was right. Denny Adria, we took him over 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This got sweaty late. He missed his last 5 shots in the game too, but the strong rebounding game gets us over. Quentin Grimes hit him for over 4.5 assists. He started off really slow in terms of scoring, rebounding, assists, everything. And then in the second half, when it meant nothing, he started cooking it and got his numbers. Never thought I'd put this name down, but Baylor Shyman. We got him for 2 plus 3-pointers made. That was a plus money play as well. He hit these early in the game and then barely saw any attempts after that. Steven Adams, who took him for over 5.5 rebounds. He only had 2 rebounds at halftime, and then he finished the game with 12. And then the value play started to roll in. Hit that Westbrook value play that I shared with you guys in the last video. We hit Justin Edwards for 3 3-pointers made. That was at plus 200. We then hit a Trixie combo. We made 1.8 units out of those 2 guys. Then we hit a Hartenstein value play at plus 230. Denny Adria at plus 220. Then we hit a Trixie combo on those, made another 2.6 units profit. And then the ladders started to come in. Steven Adams took him for 7 rebounds at plus 175, 10 rebounds at plus 700. Seth Curry, we took him for 10 points at plus 425. And we also took him for 2 3-pointers made at plus 265. So some amazing reads. I highly doubt we ever do that again, but I'll be trying to. But look, I'll show you some of the screenshots so you can see it for yourself. Justin Edwards, 50-150. Seth Curry, 25-130. Seth Curry again, 50-180. Steven Adams, 25-200. 50-137. Denny Adria value play, 50-160. Hartenstein, 50-165. Westbrook, 50-190. And then the Trixie combos, 100-285. And I forgot to attach one more Trixie combo. But man, there were so many slips I could have added to that. But just a fantastic day for VIP. Not our most profitable day, but man, we were extremely sharp. 21 out of 25 bets. It was insane. Steven Adams, he was our MVP for the day. That insane rebound ladder that he cashed in that second half. He had 10 rebounds in the second half alone. I thought my 5.5 rebound play was dead at halftime when he only had 2, but my man went crazy. So to celebrate Steven Adams and the massive day that we just had, use the code STEVE and you'll get 50% off your first 2 months in VIP, meaning you'll get the first part of the playoff picks as well. I'll leave a link for that in the video description below. But if you just want access to my straight picks, you can get those for $1 a day. We went 11-0 yesterday. We'll see if we can do it once again. But links for both of those are in the video description below. Feel free to check it out. Let's go. We got 4 more plays. Let's go. So we're jumping into the props madness. It's the best tool you are going to find if you like betting on NBA player props. You get a 25% discount and you get a 7-day free trial if you use the code DAFT when you sign up to this tool. Go ahead and use it. It's going to be extremely important, especially come the playoffs. When the playoffs come around, a lot of the recent form, regular season data, it's not as important. You really have to dive into matchups, play types, and all that types of stuff. And you'll only get that here on Props Madness. So I encourage you guys to check that thing out. Well, let's talk about these picks. The first one, rolling with Tyrese Haliburton today. And as I was doing my research for this, I assumed it was popular. I got emails about it. I got Discord messages about it. You should check this out. You should check this out. And I've checked it out. And for the life of me, I can't find a reason not to bet it. I can find some risk, of course, but I can't find a reason not to bet it. And the whole reason being is you're getting this for great odds. The double-double, you're getting this for plus money. His assist line is at 9.5 on most books, 10.5 on others. But if you pivot to a double-double, you're getting plus money for it. If you don't have good odds for the double-double, you might want to try a same-game parlay with 10 points and 10 assists because he's hit this in 10 consecutive games. I can't just ignore that. So we're getting plus money for something that's hit in 10 consecutive games, right? Simple as that. Tyrese Haliburton, his form is terrific. It is undeniable at this point. I know it's probably a popular play, but I'm putting my ego aside for this one and I'm betting it. So I guess is up against the Minnesota Timberwolves today. And the matchup, difficult on paper. I'll definitely agree with that. But at the same time, the Minnesota Timberwolves, as of late, defensively, they haven't been great. 9 out of the last 15 guards have gone over their assist line against them. Tyrese Haliburton absolutely singing right now, so I think he can add his name to the list. In terms of the matchup being tough, though, if we look at assists allowed, it is. The Timberwolves, 5th fewest assists allowed on the season, 11th fewest assists to point guards. But what I will call out here is not too long ago at the start of March, Tyrese Haliburton had 15 assists against the Houston Rockets, which is supposed to be the toughest matchup in the league. They allow the fewest assists in the league, fewest assists to point guards. Tyrese Haliburton absolutely cooked them. Is he matchup proof? I don't know, but he is balling right now, and I'm rolling with it. So Tyrese Haliburton to get a double-double. That's the first pick that I'm rolling with. The next one, we're heading over to the Lakers versus the Magic, and I'm taking, I don't know why I said that weird, but I'm taking Luca Doncic in this one, taking the Don, and I'm taking his rebounds, over 7.5 boards. The hit rate on it is amazing. Let me explain that to you. He's covered this in 7 straight games for LA, but I will say a lot of these games were without LeBron James. I think it was 5 of these 7 games. LeBron James wasn't in the lineup, but normally if LeBron was in, I'd probably be a little bit hesitant to take Luca boards. But in this particular matchup, I love it. Up against the Orlando Magic today. The Orlando Magic offense is driven by 2 players, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero. As usual, Luke is not going to be defending either of them. And what works for this play is that LeBron likely will have to defend one of them, whether it be Franz, more likely maybe a Banchero. I'm not too sure. But Dorian Finney-Smith is going to pick up one. LeBron's most likely going to pick up the other, which means Luka most likely defends KCP on the weak side as a spot-up shooter. So I do like the matchup here for Luka. Luka's going to give up some open threes to KCP. If that's who he's defending, he will give up some open threes. But what that means is he's always going to be in a great position to grab some rebounds. Now, LeBron just came back in that last game against the Chicago Bulls. Luka still managed to get 8 rebounds from only 10 rebound chances in that game. What's crazy about that is LeBron comes back, who's I'm not going to call him a stat patter, even though I kind of did. Apologies. LeBron's great. Please don't shoot him in the comment section. But LeBron was back, and the Bulls hung 140 points on the LA Lakers, so there weren't many rebound opportunities, and he still managed to get 8. Now, he's up against the Orlando Magic today. No slouch. Should be a close game, but the Orlando Magic are not going to put an offensive masterclass on the way that the Chicago Bulls did. So we should see some more rebound opportunities. The pace of play is not going to be super fast. So in a way, it probably suits Luka anyway. Probably doesn't get too gassed out there. Another reason for this, 11 out of the last 15 similar types of plays of Luca Doncic have gotten over their rebounds line against the Orlando Magic. So that'll points in the direction of a yes. Taking Luka over 7.5 boards in this game. My next one, we are heading to Philadelphia 76ers versus the Pelicans. Philadelphia on a back-to-back. And so is Justin Edwards. I took him in that last game, and I'm taking him again. So last time against the Atlanta Hawks, his points line was a 13.5. He comes out, smokes the Hawks, give him the business, scores 22 points. His points line now is at 16.5, and that doesn't scare me. I am still taking the over. The research I gave out on yesterday's video, it still stands today. He's averaging 21 points per game since he entered the starting lineup, getting these starter minutes. Over this line in all 4 games, 21 points per game. What I like about this, his shot volume is consistent as hell. Yesterday, I said he's taken 14 plus shots in every single game. That's still true. 14 plus shots in all 4 games. Even better against the Hawks, he took 18 shots in that one. So even if we look at his floor at 14 shot attempts, I like Justin Edwards' chances to get over 16.5 points in this one. Now, he still has a soft matchup as well. I called out soft matchup against Atlanta. Now he's up against the New Orleans Pelicans. And the difference between the Hawks and the Pelicans, the Hawks kind of have something to play for, always fighting for the play-in. That's what they do every year, whereas this Pelicans team has nothing. Chances are some of their key players are going to be missing once again. And if they are, I think Justin Edwards has a really great matchup here to score some points. As usual, Quentin Grimes probably going to be the priority on defense, and Justin Edwards will probably get the second or third best defender out there on the perimeter, and I think he can make it work. So over 16.5 points. This is a back-to-back game. I will call that out. But this first game against the Houston Rockets, where he scored 18 points in 40 minutes, that was also a back-to-back game as well. So liking Justin Edwards to go over his points prop today. That is my third pick for you. And my final pick, we're heading over to the Chicago Bulls versus Denver Nuggets. And if you're looking at Denver Nuggets, it's somewhat of a system play here. You've got to look at centers against them. And I'm taking Vucevic. This probably is a popular play as well, because I didn't even have to think twice about it. But taking Vucevic over 12.5 rebounds and assists here against the Denver Nuggets. So his last 2 games have been fantastic. 22 against the Kings, 17 against the Lakers, 19.5 rebounds and assists in his last 2 games. The Bulls are actually playing competitive basketball right now. They're 6-4 in their last 10 games. There's no signs of tanking. And when I was looking at the ladder, it's like there's no real incentive for them to tank. Like their odds to get a top 4 pick only go up slightly if they were to tank a lot more, which is pretty bad for the culture, I must say. So they're in a position where they're most likely trying to win this game, and that's how they have been playing. Now, Vooch, he's back playing 30-plus minutes in competitive games, and I think we see one here against Denver. He only played 26 against the Lakers, but that was a 31-point blowout. He played 32 minutes against the Kings, and they won that game by 12. So I'd be expecting 30 to 32 points here. We've got a spread of 4 points against the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Vucevic is extremely unlikely to play in this one. His coach said he's most likely to return later this week up against the Milwaukee Bucks, and I think that's a smart decision. Now, without Nikola Vucevic in the team, the Denver Nuggets have been getting punished by bigs recently. Sengun and Adams, they had monster games today. They both had a double-double. Sengun had a triple-double. Like, my Lord, Vucevic, one-man army. Surely he can do it too. But prior to that game, we saw Reith have a strong game against them. Jackson Hayes played limited minutes in a blowout and still rebounded extremely well against the Denver Nuggets. So loving the rebound side for Nikola Vucevic, but the assists, that's an obvious one here as well. The Nuggets, they give it the most assists, and betting centers to get assists has been profitable as hell against the Denver Nuggets all season. Great rebound matchup. DeAndre Jordan, don't worry about his ass. So I'm liking Nikola Vucevic to fill up the stat sheet here. Even in their last game with Nikola Jokic there, he had 16 rebounds and assists, 10 boards, 6 assists. And if he can do something like that today, which I definitely think he can, then Nikola Vucevic is going to cash his rebounds and assist line. So pump on the brakes real quick. I ask you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment down below for that algorithm. If there's anybody down there spreading negative hate, don't feel the need to respond to them. You're only encouraging them, right? So just hurt people is what I'd say. But I appreciate all the wonderful comments that you guys leave me in every single post. I honestly do. Now, I'll take you through a couple of leans, some of the other thoughts that I had in the other games. Some I haven't placed bets on, but I'm on the fence with them. So I'll share with you my thoughts. And if you like it, feel free to tell. Let's go. All right, Raptors versus the Wizards. The only one I considered betting on this was Alex Sarr, and I was looking at his points and rebounds in this one. Whole thought process here. He absolutely sucked against the New York Knicks, and I bet on him in that game. But prior to that, he was killing it for 5 consecutive games. He's up against the Toronto Raptors. Soft matchup for him. He killed them in the last 2. 24 and 27 points and rebounds. But the call out here is he shot terribly. 31% from the field in this one. 26% from the field in this one. High volume. Terrible shots. And I watched back the clips. I watched all 40 shots that he took against this team. And they're all very easy shots. I don't know how he missed so many of them. So if he shoots his normal percentage, which is about 38%, which is bad, but even if he shot his normal percentage, he would have scored so many more points and averaged 30 points and rebounds against the Raptors. So I strongly considered that, but I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I'll sleep on it, but could be a nice bounce back spot for Alex Sarr. It's also a home game for him as well, where he's been performing quite well recently. Nothing else in that game caught my attention. Between the Wolves and the Pacers, Anthony Edwards is a game time decision, so can't take any bets down there. So I passed on that. Lakers, Magic. What else do we have? Banchero. I liked his assist prop, being honest with you, but juice to the max. The 4.5, the best odds you get is minus 140 on 365, and I'm still not willing to play that. So super juice his assist line, but pretty much the Lakers are going to pack the paint. If he looks to drive, they're all going to collapse, and he's going to find open shooters pretty much. That's my thought process there. So I like Banchero to get his assists, but at 4.5, I'm not interested. The other play I had in mind was Luca, his first quarter points. Obviously, I bet that last time against the Bulls. He scored 17. The line's still the same. It's plus money for 8.5 points in the first quarter for Luca. So great odds for something he's been doing extremely well. Orlando is a tough matchup, but he did score 14 points in the first quarter against them this season, but that was back when he was playing for Dallas. But yeah, Luca first quarter points, that's something that caught my attention. Outside of that, nothing else in this game popped out to me. Dallas versus the Nets, and a couple of things popped out to me, which is why I haven't taken a bet on it yet. But Dinwiddie assists, that seems like a great read, especially the way that this Brooklyn Nets team plays defense. A lot of high pressure on the guards. Be difficult for Dinwiddie to score, but should be able to dime up to find some spot-up shooters. So I like Dinwiddie to get some dimes. Klay Thompson has a decent matchup to score points, but it's like they give up a whole lot of points to spot-up shooters, but they're extremely good at limiting points above the break. So yeah, that one I was 50-50 on. PJ Washington, been a beast since he came back from his injury. 29, 26, 27 points. He's got a line of 19.5. It's at plus money. I strongly considered playing this for 20 points, running a high value single for him at 25 points. But then I looked a little bit deeper and I was like, geez, Najee Marshall is a good matchup too. So I'm thinking PJ Washington is a good matchup. Najee Marshall is a good matchup. Klay Thompson is a decent matchup. Kai Jones is a good matchup as well. I'm like, what the hell? So I was thinking Dinwiddie assists. It only strengthens my argument, right? But I had the same thought process when Giannis played the other day, and it absolutely sucked. So I'm going to wait. I'll see where I land. I don't know who I'm going to bet on, but I'm loving Kai Jones in this one. So his line's at 7.5 points at the moment. It's very limited, so probably wait till the morning to look at this. But since he's joined the Mavs and playing big minutes because they've got nobody else, he's killing it. 21, 18, and 10. And he's up against the Nets, who are pretty soft inside. So his points look great. His rebounds look great. I want to run a value play with over in both. But again, waiting for more lines. But Kai Jones, do like him as well. So a lot of action there on the Mavs side. For this Nets team, I don't know. Nothing really excites me. Like someone like a Keon Johnson can definitely get it done with the opportunities he's going to see. But again, he's not a high volume guy, not a high percentage guy either. It's, not loving what I'm seeing there for Keon Johnson, even though it makes sense. For Philly, firstly, this Pelicans team, don't know who's playing, so we can't take a look at them. You've got to look at Quentin Grimes, right? He's got a soft matchup too. I'm thinking of running back the assists. It's moved to 5.5 at plus money. That could be a look. His rebounds plus assists, that could be a look. His overall PRA, that could be a look. So I'm not too sure. I do like the upside in Justin Edwards a little bit more, so I ran with him. We've got the Bulls Nuggets. What did I think about? Aaron Gordon assists is one that I thought about without Nikola Jokic, but with Jamal Murray. He's over in both games so far, 4 and 8 assists in those games. Up against the Bulls today, who have improved a little bit defensively, but they still do give up a bit of dimes. So Aaron Gordon assists was one that I was considering, but we've got a very small sample of data that we're working with. Nuggets also want a back-to-back. I don't know how I feel about that. But outside of that, Josh Giddey, wanted to bet on him. He's been balling lately, but his lines are super high. 9.5 assists, 8.5 rebounds. 18.5 points. So they pretty much moved his line up to close to what he's been averaging throughout this hot streak. So there's probably not as much value, I would say, despite I think Giddey's going to have a good game here against the Nuggets. Then the Bucks versus the Suns, and I didn't know where to start with this one. Giannis, I'm too afraid to bet on after the shit show I put on last time. Brook Lopez, his matchup isn't as great, and I usually love betting on him. Phoenix haven't been great defensively, so like somebody's got to cook. I just haven't figured out who it's going to be. So I guess in a way I kind of left these last 2 games. I can cook them in the morning because those games start real late. So nothing on the Bucks and the Suns. Booker, Durant, I don't know who's going to do what. Nick Rich has been balling lately, but even though he's been killing it, I just couldn't take the bet. So it's probably something I need to look into in the morning. Then we got the Celtics versus the Kings. And I didn't put any bets down on this because, once again, there's game time decisions on both sides. On the Boston Celtics side, we've got Porzingis, Brown, Holiday, all game time decisions. For Sacramento, we've got Malik Monk, Domantas Sabonis, all game time decisions as well. So I think it's a bit foolish to take a bet on this now unless you know somebody's going to be out, then you have upside. But I'm just waiting on these last 2 games. We'll see. There's still a lot of games tomorrow. There's a lot of opportunity. Let's just not rush it. Let's not be too forceful about it. But that's all I got for you, Kings and Queens. Hopefully you found that valuable. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I do hope we cash out once again yesterday or today, depending on where you are. One of the best days I've had in quite some time, and hopefully we can replicate that. So best of luck to you. Best of luck to all of us, really. Let's go.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.